Well, doing the pilot holes for the 1-inch. They're actually 1/2 inch outer diameter by 0.257 by 1 inch in the rear. I'm changing the rack formation this time where the 2 in the back and then single one is going to go here. The single one will, and the 2 in the back will both go through the reinforced heavy duty portion of the rear of the shell. So, and I've done my pilot just off the line. I've decided to do a little bit off of the line because, for one, when you do the measurement, it's rounded, and I came up with a little bit short of where I wanted to be in the first place, so I'm going to do that all the way down. The main one is the center one. That's the most critical one because that is a fixed nut inside of the side rails. It doesn't ever move, so I'll update as I go here. And I'm going to do the, I'm going to do the center one, and this is really nerve-wracking. Just take your time. Keep blowing this fiberglass out of the way. Wear long sleeves. My tip for the day. So you're going to hit your second layer. You can't let it move. Okay, and then you're going to have to clean it out really well as you go with most of these because the fiberglass wants to fray all over the place, and as you go to install your spacers, I'm going to jump from this bit to which is 11/32 or something like that, up to the 1/2 inch bit straight away because I just need the pilot hole for the starter, and then it's got a large pilot on the 1/2 inch bit, so give you a look here. I don't want to go in too many steps because then I'll lose my spot, my mark. So this is the starter bit, and I'm jumping right to this 1/2 inch. So you'll see this will fit right in there nice. You can almost stand it up, and has a large pilot on it in comparison to this one, which is about 1/5 or 1/4 of the size. So I'm going to go down all the way down this side, and then I'm going to do this side and check as I go on each hole like I just did with this one, and make sure that it is exactly where I want it. So I'll give you a look on underneath here. It's always difficult to crawl under here for me. Okay, so you see that the pilots here, they're kind of messy, but they will clean up. Alright, and then my 1/2 inch ones will go here. Then the 1/2 inch nylon spacers will go here and here. See, so it's actually pretty clean. This one's actually cleaner. And you can see all that fiberglass falling. You want to, be careful to always wipe your hands in one direction, and then wash them frequently. So I just put this up here to check the spacing and where it's going to line up, and it's actually going to interfere with this support here that holds in the headliner, which, by the way, is staying fantastic. I'm very pleased that it has not moved at all. And you can get a little bit better look here that it's, it is very heavy duty, by the way. It's not, but it will take indentations and, scars and stuff like that. It'll do that pretty easily. So, it's not, if you're going to mess it up, you're going to mess it up. And that's why I chose this, because I really don't care. You know, if I wanted to down the line, I could do a really thin layer of carpet and lay it over this, and it would wind up, you know, having like a diamond plated look to it. So, you know, there's always something you can do. So, anyway, like I said, I just put a few of these in to hold these in for now. And this, as I started to clean it, there is residue from the previous owner, but it's actually turning black beneath. So they've gone, maybe they rubbed it with some purple power or something like that, and it started to wipe the color away. Because this is the actual color. Let's see, right here. Okay, so if I can get this to focus, come on. Okay, that's the actual color right here. This is what it's turned to, like this gray, nasty. Ugh. Anyway, whatever. It's a crawler. It's not such a big deal, but anyway, 3 holes down, 7 to go, and I will be back. All right, so I'm on to the second one on this side with the 1/2-inch drive bit, 1/2-inch bit, sorry. This is the nerve-wracking part because you're going all the way through, and I'm gonna so that one's clean, it's good to go. I'm going to take a good look, make sure it's centered still. Looks good. So yeah, I pulled off the line just about 1/8 of an inch because I didn't like where it was, and that was my mark anyway, so it's okay. Now this layer is super thin. It's about maybe 1/8. I doubt it. Once it goes through this first layer, you have to quickly take it right to the next layer. And don't let it move. Keep it straight because you're all right. Alright, so oh, yeah, that was brilliant. I couldn't see that coming. Okay, so so these two are lined up, they're clean. You don't want to route it around or nothing like that. Just keep working the fiberglass out of the garage, unless you want to be rolling around in it later. So, yeah, this looks pretty good, and I'll show you, give you an idea of what I do here. These are...
You got air, Mark?
What's that?
You got air, and here's your compressor on.
Yeah.
You want to go with it?
Yeah. I'll be right back. My neighbor needs some air. Alright, so my neighbor had to get some air in his special tires of his ISF Yamaha V8 Lexus. Thing's bad. Okay, so these I have new ones. I'm gonna replace those, but basically these are 1/4 20. Okay, they fit snug on here. These go into the roof like this and literally go right to the edge. It's almost exactly 1 inch. They compress a slight amount, like they mushroomed like about a 1/16 of an inch at the top, but that's exactly what I wanted. Because Richard, Red Death 005, anybody that's been with me can tell you can rock my shell, the roof rack. In fact, a couple people could probably get up there. Not that I'd want them to, but yeah, and it's totally solid. So, you know, this is this is the way I did it, and this is what you have to do in order to do this, is put holes in your roof. Unfortunately, but I will seal these in. So you can see they sit in here nice and snug. Hopefully you can see that. Alright. Give you a little bit closer look. Okay. They basically go in here, and you could see the space here. So I thought I'd give people a better look of what these shells look like anyway in here. It's white in the background there, so it's not letting me show you. There you go. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah. So this, yeah, this will go all the way through and just flush. It sticks out, like I said, like a hair, like about that much. So that's that. These slide over this. These are 1/2 inch outer diameter by 0.257 by 1 inch. So the 257 is the hole, which gives you just enough room to fit 1/4, which is 0.250 bolts through there. So, all right, so I'm moving on to the middle one now. These two are done, and moving on to the middle one, then the front one, then the other side, and then I will be back with an update when I get those all in and sealed up. You have to seal them really well, otherwise you got leaky roof syndrome. However, I use this, which is a garage door base on it right here, and it really seals up well. It's made for that. You know, it's basically another type of closed cell foam, and goes down over the top, and basically all I do is just seal up inside those nylon spacers, because this never comes off. So once I put this on, I got it lined up, I know it's 34.5 wide to fit with this, I'm good to go. And this is as wide as I can go, really, without getting into the glass, because the glass actually goes to about here. Then you also, up here towards the front and all the way across here, the trim comes in like this and runs down here, and you can't really help but the underside brackets that I use have to go over that partially. These portions that will go underneath. So aluminum and stainless, baby. That's what worked for me last time. Didn't have a speck of rust on anything. And the one time I had to buy replacement nuts for, or hardware for the shell, I tried, well, I'll go try Allen bolts so I can get the shell off easier. I did, and they were grade 10.5, whatever, which is irrelevant. I actually should probably use softer for the nuts so that I don't damage the nuts. I'm lucky I didn't. But overnight at Big Bear, one night of condensation and ice and everything on the trucks, they rotted away. They were rusting like crazy. So the stainless, you know, it really works. It's not that expensive. All this hardware and nylon spacers was 13 bucks. So, I mean, come on, you know, 29 cents a bolt, something like that. It's well worth it. You know, it's just the nauseating factor of having to drill holes in your roof. So the white lines are, this is what I use now, because the paint pens I've found lately have been just way too big of a marker head. And this is a Bic whiteout pen with a very fine point. So this allows me to, and you just leave it sealed, like wadded up on the end like that. When you're ready, you flick that off, and then you squeeze the sides, and it marks as you go, and it gives me a nice fine point line right down the sides. It worked really well. And like I said, these are covered, you know, completely, so I'm not really worried about it. The back here I might shave off, but I don't even care. I just want this to be sealed. That's all I really care about. All right, so now you can also see the waves in the top of the shell where the supports are not, and that's exactly what happens. So that's why you got to go to the edge. And like I was showing you or mentioning, when you're doing this through the roof right here, when you come to this side, you'll see this thing right here, right? This literally, the aluminum has to go over it partially. And you can see here where I came through the closed cell foam. And actually did it really slowly and carefully. And look at that, man. Nice clean holes. This will wash up. It doesn't matter, the bracket's going to be over that anyway. but I want it sealed, right? So, but the most important part is that you seal it from the top down, where the bolts come through, and that is the serious part right there, where water can get in. It ain't gonna rust, but it's gonna fill up in here, and any spot it can go and leak all over your interior, and there you go. Last time I did it, I did this one up here, and I actually had to go right through here on the corner of this. I could show you later, that one's damaged, but like I said before, I'm really pleased with how this looks. It's kind of irrelevant, but I like it. It's original, Got to come up with something on your own once in a while. Got so many awesome tips and stuff from Terry and Rad and William, Dragon, Cyberhorn the Dragon, and just all kinds of guys. RBX, you guys have helped me so much to figure stuff out. And then sometimes I come up with my own thing, but as long as it works, right? All right, I'll be back. All right. So, yeah, the chemical smell gets going, all the bugs come a-flying. All right, so all my holes for my 1/2-inch spacers, they're going to go in. I might have to, that one gives me a little play of about 1/8 of an inch, so either side, total of 1/8 of an inch. So you can see they're dead on. They're meant to be just this side of the line, just barely. So that, that'll be exactly 34 and 1/8. That's exactly what I need. Now you may do differently, that's fine. This is what I'm doing, so we'll do the test soon when I'm done to show you how strong it is. Alright, that's it for now. I'm going to clean this all up as well as I can before I put the sealant in and everything, and clean the holes with a round needle drill, file, a larger one, and needle file. Guess that's what it's called, right? I'll use this just a little bit, and then a regular file on the inside. So all right, this will give me nice, clean. Get rid of some of the things, and then if it's a little snug, I can, round it out or whatever, just to fit the spacers. So I should be good to go now. I will update in a little bit. Alright, so let's get this to focus. There you go. Clean or what? Alright, so this will give you an idea. These are flush, but they are flush with a 16th, maybe a 32nd. Alright. Darn it. There, see? Oh, that worked good for one. Okay, on the bottom side, there is a flat bar that will push this flush. On the top, there is a seal. So these will actually sit, right about there. 1/16 of an inch, not even that. Like that, okay? So I've got the two here on the end, and center one in. Now these two are coming next. Now I have the closed cell foam here. This area, it's only a 1/2 inch, okay? So here's my buddy Richard right there. Okay, here it's a 1/2 inch. So you can see this is actually much thicker here than it is at the back. It just has those two layers of space, and so I'm using the other piece in between to take care of that. Alright, so up front I have to use 4 of these, and these will go in this hole flush to the other side, just like that. Oops, I don't need to zoom that much. See? Okay, so See the closed cell foam there? I'll clean that up from the other side and put the bottom piece down, and it will be sealed. Good to go. Fabi's here. She stopped by. Look at that. So okay. Huh?
Just got her hair done.
Yep. So I just have to put these in right here. Those two. I think I have enough. If I don't, I'm kind of screwed. So we'll have to find out. It's done. Ta-da! So they're all in. They're in line. Now I have to test fit the rails. I'll do that while I have help. And him too. He's gonna help me. No, just take a second. But we're gonna go eat. So I gotta go later.